On November 13, 2011, 60 Minutes ran a news article spotlighting one of the legal exemptions that Congress enjoys. While you or I could be arrested and prosecuted for trading stock based upon insider information, Congress has granted itself the privilege to do so. Here is just one topic from that 60 Minutes article. In 2008, legislation affecting credit card companies began making its way through the House of Representatives. As that legislation was making its way, Nancy Pelosi, then Speaker of the House, and her husband purchased 5,000 shares of Visa, which we all know is a credit card company. Visa at the time was having its initial public offering, an IPO. Now, I don't purport to be a financial expert, but the one thing you need to understand about IPOs is that they can be vehicles for making very fast and high profits if you're invited in at the initial price. The Pelosi's purchased the Visa stock at IPO at $44 per share. 2 days later, Visa was trading at $64 per share. That's a portfolio increase of $100,000 in 2 days. As 60 Minutes reports, the credit card legislation never made it to the floor of the House for a vote. Again, the Pelosi's transaction was completely legal, as Congress has deemed themselves exempt from insider trading regulations. As you might expect, 60 Minutes tried to get a one-on-one interview with Ms. Pelosi prior to the airing of the article. She declined the interview, but did allow Steve Croft to ask a question at a news conference. Mr. Croft asked Ms. Pelosi if the Speaker of the House should be trading an industry stock when there is a bill restrictive to that industry making its way through the Congress. With what I take as a somewhat bewildered reaction, she appeared to say that this is only an issue because 60 Minutes deems it to be an issue, but it's not an issue. I guess that's tantamount to saying it's not an issue because I say it's not an issue. Well, all right, I guess that clears that up. The following day, however, CBS received a statement from Ms. Pelosi in response to the 60 Minutes piece, and they aired this quote from her. Congress has never done more for consumers, nor has the Congress passed more critical reforms of the credit card industry than under the speakership of Nancy Pelosi. Now, as I read that, that's hardly a denial, and it's certainly not a statement of propriety or impropriety. As a matter of fact, I think it smacks of throwing crumbs to the crowd while keeping the pie for yourself. This IPO purchase was only one that was made by Ms. Pelosi during her time in Congress. As a matter of fact, 60 Minutes has verified that Nancy Pelosi has participated in at least 8 IPOs during her time in Congress. You know, the thought occurs to me, for those struggling with unemployment, for those on the verge of losing their home through foreclosure, wouldn't it be nice if at some time during your life you were among the select few who could predict the future? I'm left with just one question. Ms. Pelosi, was that your hand in the cookie jar?